What is up, and welcome back to another episode of the Relationship Schools podcast. I'm your host, Jayson Gaddis. Good to be here with you. If you haven't looked at someone in the eye recently and just told them how much you care about them, you might want to do that, right? You never know when you're going to lose someone. Yeah. If you're a returning listener, thank you for subscribing. Thanks for listening. Thanks for sharing with your pals. If you haven't subscribed, you can just do that on your phone. If you use your thumb on Apple Podcasts, for example, just hit that little subscribe button. That way you get notified when the podcast comes out. If you want to leave us a review, I always appreciate that. Thanks everyone who's left one. If you've been listening for a while and you're getting value, it's awesome if you leave a 1 or 2 sentence review for reels. That'd be amazing. And if you're new, this podcast is all about love, connection, intimacy, and relationship. And how do we do that part of our lives better? How do we actually get what we want and stay true to ourselves? Because most people think the only way to get what I want is to compromise or sacrifice who I am. And I'm a big no to that, all right? Hey, big news. My book is available for pre-order. And I'm really pumped about this project. You'll hear me talk about it a lot. It's called Getting to Zero, How to Work Through Conflict in Your High-Stakes Relationships. And zero is the place of connection and no conflict. Hey, we worked through that challenging conversation and we are now at zero, which means we're connected and we feel good together. Ah, yes. So I want everyone in the world to be able to know how to get to zero, to get back to a good place. All right. And this book is going to show you how. And as you've noticed, it's your high stakes relationships where it's the hardest to do that. Your marriage, your family, your work relationships, a business partnership. Okay. That's where it's hardest. So I'm so psyched that this book is going to help you and lots of people. So if you want to pre-order it, it's on Amazon right now. Go check it out. Okay. We'll have a big party and it's going to be fun. October 5th, it comes out. Okay. If you pre-order it, it'll be in your mailbox October 5th. So cool. All right. In this episode, I want to talk about one thing. It's going to be a short one. And the question I want to ask you that we're going to talk about here for a minute is how much intimacy can you tolerate? What does that really mean? Well, it means I'm going to set up my life based on my answer to that question. For example, if I'm in a long distance relationship, if I'm single and I want to be in a relationship, but I work 80 hours a week, or I'm parenting half the time and working half the time, and I have zero time left over for dating, I wonder how much intimacy I can tolerate. Or if I've chosen a partner and I'm in a relationship who's very unavailable, and they are, I'm like 5th on their list, and I want that to be different. Well, every day you stay with that person, you're choosing how much intimacy you can tolerate. If you could tolerate more, perhaps, and you wanted more, you probably wouldn't be choosing an unavailable partner, right? And if you're busy all the time and you claim you want to be a relationship, but you're not making any time for dating or putting yourself out there or taking risks out in the world of approaching someone, and you're not taking any risks, it's possible that you're wanting it to be that way. Or if you're in a long distance relationship and you're kind of annoyed that you don't live in the same town or city, you might actually look at, well, is it possible this is actually how I prefer it? Because if they actually lived here, if we did the imagination of them living here, moving in with me, is that really what I want? That might start to feel claustrophobic. And it might work for me that they live so far away because I get a lot of me time and free time. And I don't have to check in all the time. Damn, that's kind of nice, actually. So what do you think? Is any of this ringing true? I wrote a blog post on this many years ago, and I'll include it in the show notes. And it was just simply called How Much Intimacy Can You Tolerate? So I really want you to be honest with yourself and closely look at, is this true for me? God, I've got my life set up so that other things are much more important than an intimate relationship or a deep connection with someone. I've sort of filled up my schedule with everything but room for a deeper, more authentic, edgy relationship. And, health is more important, earning money is more important, parenting is more important. God, all these things are more important, it turns out, than my relationship. So there's no judgment here. What you might be doing right now is judging yourself, or you might be disagreeing with me. Whatever the case, I want you to be in full choice about how you do intimacy, how you do closeness, and be in choice. So for example, if you're single, but super busy, and you're kind of not that available, how about you just give yourself permission to be that right now? So you're not shooting yourself that you should be dating or you should be putting yourself out there or whatever. It's like, this is where I'm at. I kind of like it right now and I want it to be this way. Then when you're ready, start making time in your schedule to date and put yourself out there. Or if you're choosing to be with an unavailable partner and you're resentful and you're shooting them and you're judging them and telling them to listen to this podcast and you're trying to change them, I want you to consider that you're actually invested in this type of relationship. It kind of works for you because you're scared to go deeper and get more met and seen by someone who's actually available. Because if you really wanted that, you would end this relationship and you would go find the other one, right? The more available person. And then if you're in the long distance situation, just be honest again. What if it was okay that I was doing a long distance relationship and I wasn't shooting myself and it's just, this is how I'm setting it up right now and this is okay with me. I want you to be freely choosing who you are each day as it pertains to your relational life. All right. So this is a useful frame, I think, to challenge yourself to get more honest. Do I have my life set up based on how much intimacy I can tolerate? Yes or no? What do I need to tweak here? Okay. All right. I love your shares in social media or respond to our emails we send out, whatever, about this. Tell me if you got another example or a challenge. That's fine. Bring it on. This is just what I've noticed studying human beings for as long as I have. Okay. So the action step is answer the question, how much intimacy I can tolerate? Do I have my life set up this way? And then share with a friend, okay? Whether they listen to this podcast or not, just get in connection with a friend and say, dude, did you listen to that episode? Here's my take on how much intimacy I can tolerate based on how I've set my life up. Check it out. And then my choice about that is what? Blank, okay? That's your action step. Cool. Thanks for listening. Thanks for subscribing. If you want some more intimate details about my inner life, books I'm reading, podcasts I'm listening to, musings, poems perhaps, triggers, challenges I'm currently having, and you want that information, the only place to get that currently is if you're on my email list. I send out a monthly challenge and a personal update once a month. I used to do this once a year, and now I do it once a month because I've got a lot of good feedback so far. And if you're not on my email list, you can join by going to relationshipschool.com/challenge. If you are on my email list, just make sure you open that one that says personal update monthly challenge. And in the monthly challenge, we'll offer some sort of challenge to you. If you accept, you can share it in our Facebook group, and then you win a prize. It's kind of fun. All right. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for being relational beings, and we'll talk soon. Hey, thanks so much for listening. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Share one of these videos with a friend. We want to help the planet get their act together around relationships, and you are one of them, so thank you.